Hello and welcome to the Leathercraft Masterclass, and in this episode of Tabletop Tips I'm going to be talking to you about a little known skin that's not very often used but is one of my favorites to use, and I'll tell you why. Now this skin is kidskin. So what is kidskin? So kidskin is a young goat, so it's a very small goat, which means that you're going to get the characteristics of goat leather but a tighter, thinner grain, which is wonderful for things like the interior of bags, the interior of clutches, the insides of wallets, which is one of my favorites to use this skin for. But it's very, very fine, one of the finest non-exotic leathers, I think, and not overly expensive either, because obviously they're very, very small. So if we look at the size of one here, you'll see its size and quite easily fit on the screen. So it's a very small animal, okay? Now you'll notice as well that this is a very polished surface. This is glacé kidskin, which means it's gone through an extra process to give it a more refined, uniform look by polishing its surface. So you reduce the amount of grain that you can see, but you increase the amount of polish. And I think the combination of the glacé finish in kidskin makes this a wonderful leather to work with. It also makes it a little bit more stiff. It almost feels as if it's a vegetable tan finish, and therefore it's very good at stitching, unbelievably easy to cut accurately, skives like a dream as long as you can get nice and low due to its thickness. And in general, it's very, very well behaved as a leather. So even as a beginner using this, it's not a tough skin to use or to get to grips with. I wouldn't necessarily use it to hone your skills for hand stitching, but it will hold decent angles due to the stiffness of the leather. But again, it's very, very thin. So if you're looking for nice high angles or with a broad stitch, for example, then this is not for you unless you sandwich it with some thicker piece of leather in between, but that's probably not what you're going to be using this for anyway. So very small stitches, 3mm and under, for wallets, watch straps, and different projects like that. So anything that's really kind of small, these are going to be great for. Always a good idea to protect the surface though. So what I do recommend, moving this to one side, is leaving the ends out so you can see what colors they are. These are just the flank ends, the bits that don't get used anyway, but wrapping them in something just to protect that. So for that reason, I wouldn't necessarily use this as the exterior of a project. So the exterior of a bag, the exterior of a wallet, the exterior of a watch strap. I don't think you're going to get as much durability out of this, and it's mostly due to the glacé finish. It's going to scratch a little bit more easily, though it is in itself quite a tough finish for what it is. So it does very, very well. And glacé finish is also easy to wipe down. So if you have this as a bag lining, for example, very, very lightly damp cloth is all you need to give it a good wipe clean. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a comment below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.